And welcome back up. That is not correct. Hold on. Give me a moment here. Welcome. Welcome back, everyone. I love it. You barely ever get to see that photo because usually he's using a cam. But welcome back, everyone, to Copa Hyperion number 20. It's been so very long. I'm, of course, your host and caster, Light VIP. And thank you, everyone, for joining me. Copa Hyperion. It's been over a month since we've casted one of these because of DreamHack, because of the long hiatus we had from our regular weekly tournaments, but we are back, and I do apologize for the delayed start to the tournament. It took a little bit longer than we would have liked because we were actually looking for one of our players. You can see the matchup just below us, Shakti versus EON. Shakti was missing. And we were about to give the walkover. We was like, ugh. He cut it very close because walkovers are 15 minutes after the start of the tournament, but he did show up just in time, so we are going to be following him. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to have a look at the brackets. It's a pretty stacked tournament. I mean, stacked when it comes to the quality of players. There are not too many signups in total. We do still have our round of 16, but mate, we have some of the best. A notable player who's missing here is Jim Rising. Jim Rising isn't here. Ryu isn't here either. But mate, to make up for it, we've got Chaos Fate, we got the Zerg Lord, we have Eric, we have Shakti, we have Zion's, Paco Mike, and of course, the favorite, the one to beat, we have Cham. Oh, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough one. Who can beat Cham? That is going to be the question, and hopefully we are able to find that out today, if anyone. Meanwhile, we are getting ready for our match. Here we go. Up. Pato listo. Beautiful. And if you look at the bracket, the winner of this series will move on to face Eric. It's a bit of a shame because honestly, every single round of 8 match, well, almost every single round of 8 match, is worthy to be casted. Like, Eric versus the winner of this series looks amazing. Paco Mike versus Zion's, that's a spicy PvP. The spiciest PvP you can get in Latin America. Then you have Chaos Fate versus the Zerg Lord. Mate, that's a TvZ to dive into. Oh, God. So, a lot of very good matches here. I did decide to go for EON for this series because, of course, it is the most high-profile first-round match, and it leads into one of the Ducklings. So here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE. We have a player that we don't see enough of here on the CranKy Ducklings, representing Infernales Esports, hailing from the land of Costa Rica. It is EON. Not Neo. And spawning in the top right hand corner of 2000 Atmospheres LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the best Protoss in all of Brazil, representing Eximius Gaming. It is Shakti. And here we go. Another reminder is that, of course, we do have our... This is the first Copa Hyperion with the new map pool. This isn't the first tournament we're casting with the new map pool. Funada, the people in the chat, if you were not here for Grand Platypus Open, we casted GPO a couple of days ago with the new map pool. We got to see plenty of Berlin. We got to see Hardwire. It was a lot of fun, honestly. It was a lot of fun that we were able to have there. And hopefully we get some more new maps here in Copa Hyperion. Again, I think GPO was the only tournament that we've been able to cast so far on the new maps, and it's been a lot of fun. We've found a couple of bugs. On Blackburn, there's like a lens flare that just blinds your eye sockets. It's insane. So, you know, it's not ideal, but at least we do have that new map pool. And we'll see what comes of it. So I know a lot of people are very happy. I myself am happy. Romanticide is gone. So because of that, that will influence PvZ. That was the easiest map to go into Skytoss and force it like a split map scenario stalemate kind of game in PvZ. So without Romanticide, it isn't going to be as easy to do that. But will its replacements still kind of favor that style? That's kind of the question here. You know, is the new map pool going to in any way influence the meta? I would hope so. It's unlikely. Unfortunately, StarCraft, unlike Brood War, it is influenced by maps, but not as much as a game like Brood War. So we'll see. We'll see. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Meanwhile, oh my god, I was really curious because if you saw EON, he was denying access to the main base from that probe. He really wanted to deny that scout. And I was like, but what is he hiding? He is hiding 2-base lair. Oh my god. What is the plan here? Meanwhile, Shakti, he is doing Protoss things, going for a Stargate opener, most likely for Void Rays, maybe for Oracles. We'll see. We'll see what Shakti has in store for us. But again, very cheeky play here with the fast lair. Now, what is this lair for? We only have 1 gas. We could see a Nidus. We are going to have 3 queens, so maybe Nidus Ling is the play. The other thing I see is maybe it's going to be for Dropper Lords. Just go straight into the main base, drop Lings, and wreak havoc in the main, bypassing the wall. Regardless, again, EON is being very aggressive. The Lings are already across the map. The 3rd queen is about to pop out. Is it going to be for the Nidus or for the Overlord? Meanwhile, the Lings, they do show up, and there's no shield battery. Because there is no shield battery, this first Stalker will go down. But the Sim City is good enough. And oh my god, he actually gets a surround on the Adept. Oh my god. Doesn't manage to kill it, but a lot of DPS was done. There it is. The Nidus is thrown down. The queens are going to be going across the map. 3 queens, not bad. I'm just concerned because a lot of Lings are going down. And yo, I thought there was a shield battery next to this. It was an additional pylon. There is still no shield battery. And because that shield battery does force to be cancelled, the Lings are flooding in. Even without the Nidus, the Lings are already dealing a lot of damage. They get into the natural mineral line. There's already going to be getting a couple of worker kills. Meanwhile, the Nidus goes straight into the main base, not at the front door for those queens. And EON May, yo, is he doing it? The Lings are waiting outside. Again, what's going to happen here is the queens are going to force the Void Ray to respond, and then the Lings can just try and slip in or bust through the front door. Regardless, there are even Lings here in the main now. And what is there to defend? There is one Oracle. Oracle, please! Oracle, no! Oracle almost goes down. The Void Ray is still at the natural, trying to deal with the Nidus. It's being distracted, actually. And because of this, every single worker in the main base is going down. GG gets called, and EON takes game number 1. Oh my god. I love it. And with that, EON takes the lead. Something you don't see too often. I'll be honest. You know, a Nidus all in like that, but it was beautifully done. Shakti was torn apart. He wasn't taking it very seriously either. Again, just unfortunately not really checking his bases. It's also unfortunate that he was never able to scout what was happening. He was never able to get into the main base. But something that's a little bit odd is that he also never checked the natural mineral line. He just like backed off with his probe. Because of that, he didn't get to see that there were no drones being produced. Oh god. But here we go. We are getting in here into game number 2 and into a brand new map. Jim was bribed to play only League of Legends today. Jim. He does anything for money. To be fair, he needs to. I don't think we got to talk about it on stream. I talked about it on my personal stream. But for those of you in the chat who do not know, Jim, he's going to have a child. Jim is going to be a dad. Which is a scary thought. It's a terrifying thought, but he is going to be a father. So yeah, Jim, he needs to make as much money as he can make. So makes sense that he would play League of Legends, I guess. Shaking my head. But enough of that. Here we are diving into game number 2, and spawning in the top right, we have a player who is taking the lead in this series, hailing from the land of Costa Rica and representing Infernales Esports. It is EON. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Glittering Ashes LE, we have the Brazilian Protoss player representing Eximius Gaming. It is Shakti. Oh. Okay. And now we're on one of the newer maps here. I think Glittering Ashes, I kind of want to place it in the vein of Oxide, where actually I don't, not quite Oxide. I'm pretty sure this is meant to be the new Romanticide, where it's one of the more larger maps. There are plenty of rocks in the center as well to slow things down. There is kind of a direct pathway through the center of the map, but it's still relatively large in general. Plenty of bases to be taken, but hopefully one of the big things, and again what a lot of Zerg players were, one of the problems with Romanticide is that you can very easily get up to 4 bases, especially Protoss players like Zest, Showtime, Trap. Like, oh god, they would just get up to 4 bases. The Zerg player wouldn't be able to stop that, and then we would get into that late game Skytoss versus Zerg game that a lot of Zerg players want to avoid. Just because of how that matchup plays out. So we'll see if that's going to be the case here. I do feel like these bases are a little bit more difficult to defend compared to a map like Romanticide. So far so good when it comes to all these avenues. So it is going to be a little bit more difficult. You can't be anywhere near as greedy as a Protoss player if you're going for that Skytoss style, which Shakti was trying to go for in game 1, but didn't quite succeed in doing so in it because of the Nidus. Oh boy. Meanwhile, shout out to Lord Located in the chat. Welcome. As he is throwing down their exclamation mark Maturino in the chat. If you want to help out the tournament, we still have plenty of coupon codes left to help support the tournament. Every coupon code adds 50 cents for free to the prize pool. Oh boy. At no monetary cost of your own. And we do see that, Shakti is not going for a Stargate opener. He is going for that Twilight Council instead. Completely switching gears here. Because of this, he will have access to more of a ground army in case there was some kind of all-in. And what I'm a little bit concerned about is that Shakti still has not gone in for a scout. Obviously, he's going to be aware that this is not a Stargate opening because there's going to be no Void Ray. Void Ray is not going to come out, not going to kill this Overlord. So he at least is aware of the Twilight Council, but what could it be? If he doesn't keep an eye on the gases, like it could be a charge all-in, there could be a fast robo behind this as well. He is still very much so in the dark. Oh boy, meanwhile, everything's pretty standard on his end. He's just making drones, his link speed is kicking in. Hopefully we see a Roach Warren soon, because again, we are going to be seeing these 4 gateways finish up. What's interesting to me is that there is no robo with this. So the adepts are just going to shade across the map. They're just going to be warped in and they're just going to go. So the reinforcement potential isn't there, and we see why. It's because Shakti is investing into a 3rd base. It's not going to be a hyper aggressive committed attack or anything like that. So interesting choice here by Shakti. The Lings, they confirmed the 3rd, so EON, he can try and deny it, but he doesn't really have enough Lings. We do have 2 adepts here, so the Lings aren't going to find too much damage at all. And we do have that Roach Warren on the way. So he should be fine against the Adepts. But we see that it's not just Adepts coming out for Shakti. Obviously, these Adepts are going to be going across the map. And this will get scouted by EON. EON sees everything here with his Overlord. But he does not see this Dark Shrine in the main base. And again, I'm shocked EON just hasn't scouted at all. Oh my god. So yeah, he's this could kill him. Thankfully, we do have they're spines, not spores. There is no detection. There will be access to an overseer though. So again, EON shouldn't straight up die to this, but this can still deal a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the Adepts are showing up. They're targeting down Queen after Queen. Where are the Roaches? We saw the Roach Warren completed earlier, but still only Lings are in production. So these Glaive Adepts are dealing a devastating amount of damage. We do see a commitment into the shade. We do see another Queen going down. The Adepts, they find their way into the main base. And finally, 11 Roaches are in production. We actually had a spine at each base, which was an interesting decision, a very greedy decision, honestly, by EON. We'll see if it works out for him. He is able to zone away a lot of these adepts. A lot of spine time. Another queen goes down. Oh, God. And these adepts will eventually be dealt with, but they traded quite well. They didn't get a lot of worker kills, to be fair. Finally, they start target firing here. But what they did do is that they killed a lot of lings. 38 lings going down, Jesus Christ. But I guess at least EON has survived. Oh no, but the drone kills, they're stacking up. Ay. Things were looking okay, you know, 3, 4 drone kills wasn't bad, but now 11? This does make it worth it for Shakti. And mate, we're going to be seeing the 1-2 punch. The adepts deal the damage. Where are the DTs? Imagine one DT going into every single one of these bases. Like, that would be devastating. What's also going to be devastating, 1, roach speed is late. So the roaches are slowly waddling across the map. 2 is that there is no overseer. So mate, 1 DT defensively is all Shakti needs to defend against this roach push. And EON doesn't even believe in the roach push. He's like, you know what? I should probably back off. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. He doesn't commit. He's just posturing, trying to maintain map control as he works on his upgrades. But it does feel like EON has some catching up to do. Getting a 4th base is a nice step. Double expanding is even better. So I do approve of this, you know, getting 2 bases at once. But where's the tech? Where's the infestation pit or the Evo chambers? It doesn't feel like, it's a little bit odd to see a double expand, but nothing else behind this, which leads me to believe that there's not going to be a lot of longevity to this Roach Ravager Ling army. Oh boy, as we see 12 more Lings on the way, a couple of rocks are being cleaned up, so because of this, EON will be able to clear up a pathway towards the 3rd base. But this 3rd base is heavily fortified. We have 3 shield batteries, we have Immortals, we have Overcharge. It is going to be difficult, nigh impossible, for EON to break this, and there we go, he finally does recognize this, and two Evo chambers are thrown down. This does feel a little bit late though, and that's what I'm concerned about. I feel like he's making the right moves, but again, slower than he would like. So the upgrade is going to be later. Baneling speed is going to be later. Like Ling, Bane, Roach Ravager is a pretty solid composition, but he's going to get there first. And eventually you want to transition out of that, right? When you're going up against Ground Toss, you want Hydras, you want Lurkers, you want Vipers, you want the Hive. Some players even skip the Baneling Nest entirely and go straight up into Hive to get Vipers out. But we'll see what happens, because you know what, Shakti, now he's pretty confident in his army, and I don't blame him. You know, he's got Immortals, he's got Sentries, he's got Force Fields. EON, do you have enough to defend? Unfortunately, he doesn't have any Banelings ready quite yet. He's trying to engage. Pushing up this ramp is going to be quite difficult here for Shakti, so he's going to have to rotate around, maybe try and find another way in. Oh. There we go, he backs off, gonna try and look for another ramp. That's the thing about this map. We have a lot of ramps, so the defender's advantage is pretty good, but only if EON is in position. Oh my god, he lets Shakti get up the ramp. And now here we go. The force fields are being thrown down. All the Lings are being cleaned up. Where are the Banelings? They're not ready yet. 14 are on the way, but already so many Lings have been shaved off. And Baneling speed is far from finishing. The Baneling's gonna try and waddle in, but the force fields are just too good. Oh my god. Banelings finally crash with the sentries. All the sentries go down, but we see a full surround on the Ravagers. Shakti swallows up this army. Almost all the Immortals get dealt with. But what about the Stalkers? What about the Adepts? We do have 32 Lings on the way, and Lings trade beautifully against against Stalkers, but it's not going to be enough. GG. Shakti ties up the series. And if you saw there on the right hand side, that was all just before 1-1 was finishing for EON. Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Where is Van? For nada, Supremo. For nada. Oh god. Don't forget to change the title and casting tool. What? Oh, my mistake. I do apologize. I messed something up here with casting tool. This is not GPO. I only just realized. Hold on. Hold on. I'll fix that. Oh. My apologies. My apologies. I knew I was forgetting something. I guess it was casting tool. Beautiful. As we are getting the lobby ready for game number 3. And let's catch up in the chat. I see AJ saying, wait, GPO is right now? Sorry. It's Copa Hyperion. Copa. All the logos are Copa, but yeah, the stream title was wrong there for a moment. But it's fixed now. It's fixed. Thank you for pointing it out. Why are you Funadaing, Guru? Mate, sometimes you just gotta Funada people, you know? Sometimes it's just gotta be done. Oh god. But here we go. We are going into the ace match between these two players. Oh boy, where is this going to lead us? Because we are loading in to the Lens Flare map itself. We are loading in to Blackburn LE. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Blackburn LE, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player. He is purple, representing Infernales Esports. It is EON. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner of Blackburn, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. He's red, representing Eximius Gaming. It is Shakti. Let's see if they fix the lens flare actually. Hold on. As the probe is getting ever closer and oh god. Nope, it's still there. Ay. So for those wondering, on both sides of the map, okay, well, let's look away from it. Look at how far it reaches. For those wondering, Blackburn was updated in the latest patch. It was modified by Blizzard. So we actually we found out about this during GPO, and we asked the map maker about it. Apparently, in that location, as we look dead on into that light, there was originally a moving model there that produced a little bit of sound, and that sound was causing bugs and issues. So Blizzard decided to remove it, and they replaced the model that was there with this bright light instead. And they didn't do any testing on it. So again, starting from the latest patch with the new maps, now we have this giant light that just burns your eye sockets. Oh god. So yeah, Blizzard replaced the sound model with a light, and the light just goes through everything, and it doesn't really it's not implemented properly because it wasn't implemented by the map makers. So yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone on Reddit talk about this, but this is a thing, and it's quite distracting. Okay, hold on. I gotta close my eyes now. I gotta reset a little bit. Jesus Christ. Alright, well, here we go. We are getting into game number 3, and Shakti doing Shakti things here. Stargate opener on Blackburn makes plenty of sense. We have a very short rush distance by air, so Void Rays can honestly do a lot of damage. Not just a lot of damage, they can get out of control. Oh boy. Meanwhile, we actually have a lot of Lings on the way here. I'm very surprised. EON did drone up a little bit, but 6 more Lings are being produced. He just wants to go across the map. With the Overlord, he does confirm that there is a wall, and oh, Shakti throws down a shield battery. Ugh, that is gonna signify to EON that I'm gonna need to drone up. But now, like, he's got so many Lings that are just wasted. He has to achieve something with them. It's one of those things where all those things, they could have all been drones. Like, we can see that EON is down in the worker count, which is something you never want to see in this scenario. The Lings are going to be going across the map, but again, there's a shield battery. They can just chill at the third and deny the third that isn't coming. Oh, but the Adept, it's shading away. If he commits, no, he doesn't commit. Never mind. Never mind. So with this, EON's in a pretty rough place, I feel. The Void Ray comes out. EON now knows for certain that it is a Stargate opening. He makes another wave of 10 Lings. My god. He really wants to try and break through here, but shield batteries and overcharge are just amazing. Like, I don't know, buddy. A lair is on the way. The third base is also quite late as well, so the queen count is pretty low. Thankfully, there's no extended, there's no additional Void Ray production. We have an Oracle behind this instead, which I think is a good thing for EON. As we do have spores being thrown down, the first Void Ray is going across the map. At least with these things, here we go. Damage is finally going to be done. This third base should not get up. Go get him. Go get him. Okay, the Oracle moves out across the map. Now EON knows for certain that the Oracle won't be at home to help defend against all these Lings. The Oracle was spotted, so yeah, there we go. We do have a Spore at the third base and the main. As the Lings do come in, get a surround, a full surround on both Adepts. Both Adepts are going to be going down, and we should see a cancel here. Beautiful. At least finally these Lings paid for themselves. Hopefully I'm not getting too ahead of myself. As the Adepts are finally going to be dealt with. No, the Oracle comes back. Yo, is Shakti going to hold on to the third? No. EON, please. I mean, he got 4 Adepts. Oh, no. I think he took too long. There was just so much HP on this Nexus, and because of that, the Nexus is going to finish. And now EON is down in workers. The Lings didn't do anything. He wants to go straight to Hydras, which I respect. I try to do this all the time myself. Can he pull this off though? Because again, he just doesn't have a great economy to Hydras are expensive. They take a lot of resources, a lot of gas, a lot of minerals. And EON just isn't in the best economic position. If this base was a gold base instead, then sure, right? Sure, whatever. Like, maybe he can make this happen. But because it's a regular base, I'm not entirely convinced. He's trying to go straight into lurkers. Oh my god. We'll see. We'll see if he can pull it off. As meanwhile, we have Charge about to finish up. We're getting ready to go into Archons and Storm. First Robo is being thrown down. Like Shakti, his macro is just going to be insane as soon as all this production finishes up. Meanwhile, EON is struggling to just tech up. Like, he's cutting a lot of corners. He only now is making some Hydras as the Lurker Den is finishing. He honestly doesn't have a lot to work with at the moment. But because Shakti didn't pull the trigger or didn't go for any kind of attack after he got his third up and running, EON has some time. He's okay. he's trying. I mean, like, with this, he can get some lurkers up and running. Thankfully for EON, something which he hasn't scouted, by the way, because again, he just hasn't scouted at all this series, is that it isn't Sky Toss. So if Mass Void Ray showed up right now, EON would 100% be dead. Thankfully, it's not that. Thankfully, it's a ground-focused army. So these lurkers are gonna come in hard, and it may just be enough for EON to hold the line. There's a section here, though, like, if somehow, someway, EON is able to snipe that Observer, then he can definitely hold on. Okay, the lurkers have burrowed. Shakti is trying to find another way in. He does pick up as many Zealots as he can, going into the main base. Meanwhile, at the same time, EON is going for a Ling run-by. Oh god, and the Observer is being babysat there. The Zealots do get into the main, but the Hydras here to respond. But this is what I'm worried about. Hydras against Zealots? Oh, no, never mind. Zealots do get picked up. And so far, EON, he's holding on. This hatchery is exposed, and it looks like the hatchery is going to go down. Ooh, the Lings don't go for the counter shack. There was potential there for them to deny the gold base of Shakti. Maybe they still can. The Immortal! The Immortal! Puppy, please! Ooh, doesn't go for the Immortal, but he will go for the base. At the same time, though, we have the Zealots being dropped into the main base. We do have a response, but not before drones start to get picked off. And those Lings, they didn't get the gold base. They do get distracted. Try to focus down the Immortal, but it looks like they get the Immortal. Up! They don't even get the Immortal. And with that, Shakti, he pulls the trigger. He gets on top of every single lurker. There are only Hydras left to defend. Maybe there are enough Hydras to hold on. There's no buffer here for the Archons, so the Archons are starting to get picked off. Oh my god. That was an expensive defense, but mate, EON, he did it. He held on. Kind of. He held on against the frontal push, but more Zealots warp in. Again, there's very little creep spread in the main base, so there was no vision. EON has no idea where the warp prism is. He doesn't have eyes on this massive warp in. Meanwhile, we have a massive rally, and that is it. Our Zerg player was just torn apart, and Shakti takes the series 2-1. Every time it's a gamble, whether I get that button right or wrong. It was right. GG. Congratulations, Shakti. Well done. And when it comes to EON, I do think that he, overall, I do think that he plays well, but I don't know. I was about to criticize him for his lack of scouting throughout the series, which is true. But at the same time, I don't know if he needed to. Like, he was fine without scouting, though. It wasn't lack of information that was killing him, I feel. Yeah, interesting games. And it was great to see a Nidus all in. It's always great to see. With that, congratulations to Shakti as he moves on. And he moves on to face another Zerg player. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you want to have a look at that bracket. If you want to have a look and see that Shakti is going up against one of the best Zergs out there. Up against Eric. One of the CranKy Ducklings himself, the strongest Duckling out there. I know Oreo would try and debate that, but I mean Eric is pretty good. Oh god. I mean all of our players. We love them all. We love them all equally, for the most part. God damn it, Starduck. But yeah, one Zerg player falls. Will another? Or will Eric be able to fight back? That is the question, as we are going to be setting up for our next series.